you can see on the left side, it was just open. It had no doors on it. I eventually put those doors on it and built a half wall, and now it looks like this. Let's get into how the process went. This was when I was walking through my first visit to this home in 2015. It had a floor-to-ceiling screen room here on the far side of the home that overlooked the driveway with a basketball goal. There was no barn. You can see the opening there underneath. It was just an open shed. I eventually put barn doors on it and stored my mowers and other things. And then this is after I built the half wall into the screen room. This was with a different paint scheme years later, and this is what it looks like with the lattice removed and the door removed. I did not want another access point to my house. This is the screen room where I would just grill. I would just grill out here because it was just a screen. And then there is the barn doors that I put on it just to have security to what I had stored in there. This is the beginning of knocking out this asphalt so that I can build a concrete wall. That upper part is above ground. The lower part is below ground. As you can see, there is the upper, here is the lower. And as we follow this around, you'll see it clearly that the horizontal boards represent the underground area. So I'm digging this out so that I can pour a concrete wall there in order to make sure that this garage is waterproof. So you can see these are the forms for the concrete wall, and behind there is ice and water shield in order to make it waterproof, along with rebar for reinforcement. Now as we go back again, now we can see that the actual concrete wall is now installed. That is a solid concrete wall now. The forms have been removed. And we're getting ready to dig out the rest of the floor now that the wall has been installed. This little machine did a great job in digging out the asphalt and digging down about roughly 2.5 feet so that this was tall enough to be a traditional garage. At the time, it was only about 5 foot at the back, and now it is nearly 8 feet tall. This was after the gravel base was installed. And the concrete guys were still here, but this line you can see is where the asphalt used to come to. So as I walk up to the wall, you can see, imagine me standing on that line. I would have to duck down. I would not be able to stand up straight there at the back. This is now forming the concrete. So they are mixing this by hand rather than trying to get a concrete truck back there, just because of the cost, which I appreciated them doing because it saved me money, even though it was harder work for them. Now the concrete is in and the exterior work is beginning. I had to have a lot of the trim work replaced because the trim, when I installed that initial half wall, I used PVC trim, which at the time was touted as something that was going to be good for exterior use. It turned out not to be. So I put cedar trim up. Now you can see the garage door has been installed. Though I do not yet have power to it, it does have the insulated garage door installed. So the door is operational. So the wall is in, the concrete is in, the trim work has begun, and the painting of the exterior has begun. This door is somewhat awkward to close without an opener, and there was no latch mechanism either. additional wood, and now is putting on the final coat of paint for the exterior. I haven't decided yet whether I want to keep this part of the house dark. I thought I would do like a contrasting paint theme, but I don't know that I like all the dark. I think I want to go back to matching the rest of the house, but you let me know what you think in the comments. If you think that the dark, keeping the wall part of this dark, is a good idea or a bad idea. I'm still kind of torn, but I'm leaning towards pushing it back to the way it was. And of course, I couldn't let you not see Pearl since you don't see her on the couch tonight. I just got done mopping the floors. And then I think I give you a quick view. Right now, I'm also doing some work inside the home. So I've got the NSX and the Land Cruiser parked outside. And of course, the Venza is always outside, but not for long. That's part of why I'm doing this project. This is just a quick overview of the front of the home so you can see it is fall. It was fall when I took this video. The leaves were turning. Some of the leaves were falling. But this project took about 4 months to complete. Part of it was, there's the contrast wall again. Let me know if you think that looks good dark, or if you think I should paint that back to the tan color that the rest of the house is. Now we're going to go look at the interior work. Here is the old door. This is the original door from 2015, by the way. And now this is just walking out to that screen room. I have taken the furniture out of it, but the grill is still in because I still use the grill every night. That is going to be the part that I miss the most, is not being able to grill right outside of the kitchen. And this is just the decking, the floor, but if you look down in there, you can actually see the garage floor. So obviously that garage is below this room. And currently, there is a view of the horse too. He's a good boy. So this is all about to change, and it is going to look significantly different. This is the end of the screen era. This is a look at the exterior, so this is kind of midway through the project. Just kind of glancing it over. There's no contractors here. We're waiting on windows, and we're at a standstill until the windows get installed. So that is the next step, and also waiting on a retaining wall to be built there at the bottom, which will also take out that current retaining wall that you see right there beside the trash can. That wall will be gone and will become part of the driveway, and there will be a retaining wall right there. And here the guys are getting ready to install that retaining wall, and there it is, the start of the retaining wall. And what this will do will allow me to have a good entrance area, so I won't have to try to make any real sharp turns to be able to get inside of this garage. But in order to do that, I had to dig out this area so that I had an apron to be able to pull into this garage. So again, not to have to try to squeeze into this thing. You can see now they are compacting this crushed stone. This is crushed stone. And I'm just doing this a section at a time. So right now I'm just doing the entrance, because inevitably I would like to concrete a driveway from the current driveway all the way back to here. But for now, I want to try to figure out exactly what I want to do. So you can see now that the retaining wall is in, and the decorative gravel is going in. And this is a quick view of my current garage, because at the same time I'm redoing the ceiling of this garage, because I wanted to have it insulated. And what they found was that because it wasn't insulated before, the drywall had been compromised, and so I had to remove all the old drywall. But I got new lights up, and it's much brighter. It's much. I bought an insulated garage door, and it's just. I got windows in this garage door. My prior garage door did not have windows, and then I got these big LED light discs to go above on the top. And now the window installers are here. So this process took about 10 weeks from ordering until the windows were in, and I did get Pella windows because at least in central Indiana, Pella and Anderson are the two premier window companies. If you want high quality windows with maximum efficiency, and because there's little Pearl just watching, she's such a good girl. And there's Vivian, big me and little me. Anyway, these are reputable window companies, and the efficiency is the primary factor because so much light is going to get in here. I didn't want it to be extremely hot or extremely cold out here, and so these windows were the highest efficiency rating I could get. And literally, like, you can shine a heat gun from one side of this and it still be cool to the touch on the other. So these are really good windows. And now look, you can see what it's looking like with glass. You know, it's amazing that just having glass in there instead of screen, how it looks so different. And they are doing what is called wrapping the windows in aluminum. So that is the aluminum wrap they are using on the outside that matches the window colors. So the windows are colored in the same color as the trim of my house. And now the guys have insulated the lower portion of the garage, so that part has now been insulated, and now they are installing what's called T111 board, which matches the board that was on the rest of this garage outside of the concrete area. Here is me and Roger at Lowe's picking out the material. And here is the window guy kind of finishing up the window job, cleaning up the mess after the windows are already in. And now the subfloor has been installed, and they are beginning the work on the trim work. So I've got baseboard to put in, I've got trimming around all the windows to do on the interior. The window company did the exterior, but the interior has to be done by a trim crew. And there you can see the trim boards installed, and everything is neatly trimmed out. And now they are beginning to seal or caulk. They are beginning to caulk all of the trim work and actually lay the flooring. So you can see I'm using a vinyl plank. This is the first time I've been able to put vinyl plank in my house, because when I did all the renovations back in 2015 to the original part of the house, vinyl plank wasn't around. Now all the trim work has been primed. You can see that they put plastic all over the windows so that they did not take a chance on painting them. And I have 2 new doors being installed. And yeah, it's just fascinating to me. Now they're putting the handles on the doors. I had to get all new hinges and handles. I didn't have to get new handles, but I wanted to get new handles. Now this door is installed as well. And now the painting is beginning. So this is pretty much the final step of completing this room, is painting the primed trim. And now I am going to, you can see the door is now painted the same color. There is an X-Acto knife, and I am going to take off the protective coating from these doors. The protective coating gloves on the glass to protect the glass from being scratched, but also to make it easier to paint, because the doors come primered from the factory, and I just basically ordered the doors that I wanted online in the dimensions that I needed, and then these guys were able to just come and take the old doors off and install the new doors. And so I'm going to build this off. I had to wait for the paint to dry, so the painters had already left, and they were probably going to do it the next day, but I decided that I couldn't wait. So I figured I would surprise them and let them know that, or let them see their work with me doing part of their work for them. But I use a crew that I use often in my real estate business, so it's the same crew that I use to get houses ready. But it's great because when these guys when they don't have other work, I can use them on my own house to do projects, and they give me a great price for the work. But this is peeling off that protective film from the glass, and you can see it there just peeling off. And you can see the dark paint that's on the protective layer, but as I take it off, of course, it looks like these doors were molded in this color. It just is fascinating how technology has changed to where we can do things like this, and how easier it makes life, and makes life more efficient, and makes things look better. Before, only a steady hand and a razor blade afterwards of our scraping paint off the window. But then that is it. You peel the protective film off. I've already done the other side, so now you can see it's crystal clear to look through there. And now we see the finished project. This is the finished room. The painting is done, the trim is done, the doors are done, the windows are done. Everything is done, however, the room is still empty. So we are going to get ready to put some furniture in here, and we're going to make a whiskey room out of this yet. I'm excited to be able to show you what is next, but I think you can see a dramatic difference from the before and what it was before and what it is now. There's the black hinges I installed on the doors, and a perfect shut, and it's just, I like the contrast of the dark windows. Now here you can see in the garage that the Land Cruiser did fit. It fits snug, but it fits plenty of room on that side, plenty of room at the top, and plenty of room to the side. But I don't need anything more. That it just needed a home for that. And that way I can park my other car in the garage in the wintertime. But there's the retaining wall. There's the crushed stone. It's, the grass is already starting to grow. I had to run over it to get my Land Cruiser in there, but I think it's mature enough that it's not going to bother it. And then up top there where the skid steer was making a mess, we planted grass there, and it's doing fine as well. So there it is. The garage part worked good, and now the grand finale, the whiskey room. The pictures are up, the furniture is in, the decorations are in, Pearl is here, and we are just hanging out in the whiskey room. What do you think? Can you believe it? Can you believe what this room was and what it is now? That flag is my dad's flag from his military funeral. This on my screen, TV screen, is just a Christmas YouTube video that just mimics a room. All of these paintings are of dogs that I've had. Only Vivian is still alive. That is Vivian. The the other two dogs. The chocolate lab is Max, and the white lab is Agnes. And that is just a cool YouTube video. It's playing jazz music, but of course you can't hear it, but it's Christmassy jazz music. It's really festive. It really sets the mood nicely in here. And of course Pearl is just snuggled up like she normally is. She just is so sweet. And I think what I'll do is I'll kind of take you a tour of the room and kind of show you a couple items in here, and that way you can kind of get a glimpse of what I've actually put in here. So what I'm sitting on is a couch, of course, and then that is an ottoman. I had those two items. I did have to buy the TV stand and the TV. This side cart over here, I did have to buy this side cart to set all these items on. This is a book that I got from a client of mine who is a Russian Jew. It is called The Legend of Kremlin. Now, you think it's a book, and you start looking through these pages, and it's telling you this story. And then all of a sudden, you realize, oh, there is a Legend of Kremlin bottle of premium Russian vodka. It's such a cool piece, and so I absolutely fell in love with it when he got me as a gift, and so he got me another one. So I've got two of those. That's a little statue of an old man with a dog. It's carved out of a solid piece of wood. And then I have a lantern there, and then some just really unique alcohols. There is that Legends of Kremlin vodka in the non-collector edition. Then I got a guitar obviously hanging. This is a picture of Ruthie, another chocolate lab that I had. I've got a center tray there. There are 4 bar stools down there, so there are 2 on each side. That is a thermostat. I can't remember. I think it's called a Newton thermostat. I think a Newton. I know somebody, one of the scientists from a long time ago that invented that, and I can't remember the name of the scientist that invented it, but it's a thermostat. This is like a shoe shine prop. So you just prop your foot up on there to do like a shoe shine, like that. Actually the other way, but that's what it is a shoe shine. And then of course the star of the show is this little precious baby Pearl. She's such a good girl. She doesn't seem to care whether it's here or with me downstairs. She don't mind wherever I am. She wants to be. And that is Midge, the cat. Midge looks like a woodland creature. This is now during the daytime so that you can see. And now I've got both dogs. I've got Pearl and I've got Vivian. Now I actually have some books on the shelf underneath the underneath the TV stand, which kind of makes it look cool. And I like how, I was able to get a TV. I was able to get a low standing TV stand and a low TV in order to still see my dogs above it. I call her baby cat. And there's Pearl. Oh no, that's Vivian. Yeah, that's Pearl, and there's Vivian. Vivian's gonna get up too, I'm sure. But I just thought I would let you guys kind of hang out with me for a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of put you in the driver's seat, and you can just imagine that you're sitting here with my dogs, and I'm just gonna show you a couple. Oh, she's standing up. Pearl gets a little jealous when Vivian tries to come up and get love, but it's okay because I know she just loves me that much, and I don't care about a little jealousy. There's enough love to go around. You can see that she likes to clean my face. And I feel like there's something therapeutic about the cleansing aspect of her cleaning me. And you think about dogs, instinctively they clean each other like this. Now, if she were to have just eaten something gross, I wouldn't let her do this, but I know what she's eating in the recent past. What I'm doing right now is just kind of walking you up through the main living room, because I told you I've changed some things here, and I am going to do another home tour for you very soon. But this is just walking you through the living room into my dining area with the kitchen beside it, and into the whiskey room. So this is what it looks like during the day. And there is Edith the cat. So you saw 3 of my 4 cats. Again, the Legends of Kremlin, the flag, the whiskeys, vodkas, alcohols I should say, Ruthie, the centerpiece, the 4 bar stools, the shoe shine prop, and the plant. I have to have a plant wherever I am because I love the oxygen. Plants give off oxygen and they eat carbon dioxide, so I love having plants with me to help keep me healthy. There's a cool looking vase. But yeah, there it is during the day. So now, what I think we should do, let's see where we are at time-wise here. Yeah, look at Edith's face. Gosh, she is such a unique creature. So now that we have walked around during the day, I wanted to show you, I guess I don't get too close that you can't actually read the books. It does out there. You can say John Adams and Benjamin Franklin. And it looks like we're going to walk back through here and go down. Yes, I remember now. I actually take you outside and we'll walk down here and we will see. This is where you typically see me recording, right over there. There's my laptop and the salt lamp. And there is Vivian and there is Pearl, and Pearl wants to play. So we are going to go throw the frisbee. Let's go throw the frisbee, Pearl. Here we go. We go outside to throw the frisbee with Pearl. Obviously, you can see there's no swimming pool here anymore. And there the frisbee goes. And there the dogs go. Okay, now this is just another one of those videos, and it's interesting to watch these YouTube videos because they have gotten so good. They're like AI generated videos, but they look, when you look closely, they look real. But just the vibe in this room, because of the darkness combined with like the glow from the TV and just the sepia tones of the room, it just really feels very chill in there. I really do love it. And as a parting gift, I am going to stop whispering now and let